morning, everyone. Happy Thursday to everyone. We are here with post number 3, and welcome to Nadlan, broadcasting to you from the East Coast of New York, giving you daily updates from real estate entrepreneurs that are doing amazing stuff, and you can become one yourself. And today we have post number 3 from our entrepreneurs. We have 2 entrepreneurs, Yoav Lavee and Haim Mamane. They specialize in virtual wholesaling. So if you want to know what this is all about, you better stick to the post here. And today it's about the $1 million skill in real estate virtual wholesaling. So who we are, Nadlan is provided real estate courses, mentoring, financing, also for foreign national with no credit, no social, no taxes. Yes. You can go to nadlancapitalgroup.com to apply. Deal analysis services. You can go to nadlananalyst.com to get yourself a report. If you have a property that someone offered to you, you're not sure the value, you're not sure about the location, the crime, and all of that, this service is for you. And we also have great deal offerings. You can go to nadlaninvest.com and find great deal offerings, new construction, wholesale deals, and other such deals. And if you like our content, please give us thumbs up. You know that YouTube works in a way that only if you like us and subscribe to get updates from us, then our content will be shown for other users. So we will really appreciate if you're going to click that, the thumbs up, make it blue. And you can also go to our website. We have a website with tens of thousands of articles, 12 different languages. The English one is forumrealestateusa.com. The Hebrew one, forumnadlanusa.com. We all of this content for you in 12 different languages. And we also have the Facebook group in Hebrew, in English, the social network, and all of this fun stuff. So without further ado, let's go into the post of the day after this short break. All right, guys, the $1 million skill in real estate virtual wholesaling, post number 3 from Haim and Yoav. So how to get the seller to sell us the property at a significant discount, sometimes even 50% of the value of the property. It's difficult, but it's possible, especially if you are willing to learn and practice this important ability, perhaps the most important ability in the wholesale process, the acquisition. In a previous post, we learned how to generate leads. The next steps in the process will be to filter the leads and try to find sellers with high motivation and then convert them into a deal. Let's describe a situation to you. We teased a list and came in near us from cold calling campaign with the following story. A girl who inherited a house from her parents a few years ago, and she lived in it happily with her husband until they decided to unpack the package and get a divorce. Since then, things have started to get complicated. After the divorce from her husband in 2019, she decided to leave home. Since then, her ex has been living in her house for free, not paying rent, not paying taxes, and not maintaining the house properly. By law, she is still obligated to pay all the bills, including water, electricity, and gas, because the property is registered in her name. And if she stops paying, there is a situation where the house will be foreclosed and her credit score will be harmed. And if that is not enough, the husband refuses to vacate the house because he knows her hands are tied, and she cannot vacate it during the corona period because laws were issued during this period to protect tenants with financial difficulties. Needless to say, the husband refuses to cooperate with the potential buyers. or with real estate agents, because once that happens, he will have to look for a new place to live and start paying rent. There is a significant pain point here. She is stuck. If you read to the end, you can watch a conversation we had with one of our students from the escort program, in which we had a conversation with the saleswoman with a similar story and understand how we solved the problem. So if you thought it made no sense for someone to sell the property at a price significantly lower than the market value, maybe you now understand what situation we are talking about. By and large, 95% of sellers do not make any sense to sell a property to a cash buyer, investor, or wholesaler just because they want to sell. These sellers must sell. And here there is a big difference. We are looking for the 5% of sellers who must sell, and the standard sale with a real estate agent on the MLS will not give them the answer to their special needs and will not solve their pain point. By and large, we are looking for a needle in a haystack. Most of the leads that will enter our panel will be low motivated and will want too high a price, especially in a super competitive market. But there will also be hot leads with highly motivated sellers who will be willing to hear about the as-is cash offer. Usually, these sellers will want to close at a time that suits them. Sometimes it will be within 10 days or less, and sometimes they will need more time to be able to pack all the contents of the house and find a new home. Sometimes they will want to stay in the property for a few days after the sales, and sometimes even a few weeks or months after the sales. We, as wholesalers, can give them this flexibility that in a standard sale will be very difficult for them to get. In addition, usually these sellers will not want to renovate before the sale, will not want to pay a real estate agent fee, will not want to pay a closing fee or any other expense, whether it is due to financial difficulties or other reasons. Again, we as wholesalers can help them with these things and buy the property with as is cash offer, which means we will buy the property as is and will need 1 to 3 visits or no more. There will be no conventional lender or appraisal involvement or additional request for repairs for the property before the sales, what usually happens in a standard sale. The buying and selling process with a wholesaler or a cash buyer is much simpler, faster, if that's what the seller needs. Flexible and efficient, this is the value we bring to the table in exchange for buying the property at a discount, and sometimes a significant discount that they cannot get with a standard buyer who needs financing with a mortgage. As we described in our previous post, we target people who are highly likely to be in a situation where they have to sell, for example, sellers who own a vacant property or people who inherit an unwanted property. Sometimes the property is located a few hours flight from the heirs, still responsible for the property maintenance and taxes, or sellers with financial difficulties who cannot pay the city tax, property tax, delinquent, or their mortgage payments and are facing foreclosure or pre-foreclosure assets. There are lots more examples: divorce, property owners with unpaid tenants, older people who want to move to a smaller property, and more. But this is just to give you some examples of what can lead potential sellers to contact us or listen to what we can offer to solve their problem. As is cash offer with flexible closing times, no realtor's commission, we pay all closing costs. We end up making our money by solving problems. And usually, the more complicated the problem is, the higher our reward will be. If there is no problem that our offer can solve, we cannot give value to the sellers, and therefore there will be no deal. No pain, no sale. So how do you get the seller to agree to sell their home to a stranger on the phone? Perhaps one of the most significant decisions in their life. There should be a clear process for conversation. Know what to ask, how to ask, and when to ask. must make sellers trust you and believe you can help them. They must understand in the first 10 to 15 seconds of the conversation that you are sharp and professional who can help them. If they do not get this feeling at the beginning of the conversation, it will be very difficult to reach a deal with them. Really, try first of all to help sellers and understand the situation. Do not try by force to make a deal. If you feel you cannot help them and cannot give them value, tell them so and refer them to someone else who might be able to help them, such as a real estate agent, contractor, or property manager. It is also very important to give them the opportunity to say no to them if they do not think you can help them. Then, and that is fine as well. We will never be desperate in conversation because we end up with more potential sellers to talk to, and what we offer is not for everyone. It is very important to understand the following detail during the conversation. A. What is the condition of the property? In the end of our proposal will be based on the condition of the property. Does it need a complete renovation, roof replacement, air conditioner replacement, kitchen, toilet, paint, etc.? B. Why they want to sell. If there is no story and if there is no high motivation to sell, it will be very difficult for us to give them value and, of course, close a deal at a significant discount. C. When they want to sell. We mainly want to work with sellers who need to sell yesterday or at most in the next 30 to 60 days. Sellers who want to sell in the longer term will usually be less motivated. D. That there is enough meat or equity in the deal. Sometimes we will talk to people who are really highly motivated to sell but have too high of a mortgage, unpaid taxes, foreclosures, judgment, all liens that will not actually allow us to buy the property at a price that will leave enough equity for the investor. And whatever the price they want, many sellers, especially in today's competitive market, will want unreasonable prices, even if the property needs renovation. With such sellers, it will be very difficult to get to a situation where you can get a deal at prices that will make sense to an investor. So who makes the decision? Many times you can make the mistake and talk to someone for an hour and in the end understand that in fact the decision maker is another person. Or they should consult with their children or with a lawyer or an accountant. We need to understand during the conversation who is making the decisions, so we are not going to waste time. We are enclosing a video that illustrates how much a call is made and heard. During the conversation, we reached an agreement with the seller on a price of $45,000 for a property worth $110,000 to $115,000 after a complete renovation or a property that could be bought as a rental. As you can see, the numbers work whether it's a flip deal or a deal to save as a rental. Ultimately, like any new action conversation with sellers, is an action that needs to be learned and practiced to understand how to control the conversation and ask the right questions that will give us an understanding of whether there is a deal here or not. In the next post, we will explain to you the next step in the process, what happens when we have a contract in hand and how to sell it to potential investors or to an assignment fee. All right, guys, so we are now going to watch the video of the conversation, and I'm sure we're going to learn a lot of it. So let's jump into the video.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Hi, Connie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. My name is Haim. You spoke with my assistant Mary 2 hours ago or so, and she told me to give you a call. Is that a good time?
As long as it doesn't take too long.
Okay. Let's see. Again, you probably want to know who I am, what I do, and how much I can offer you for your property. So, is that the type of question that you have for me?
Let's just cut to the chase. Yeah.
There you go. So let's do it nice and quick. So it's probably going to take us 10 to 15 minutes. I will ask you a few questions about the property, about your situation, And if it makes sense, we're going to take it to the next step in the process. And if not, feel free to tell me, no, I'm not the right fit for you. And that's okay too.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan?
That sounds like a plan.
All right. So let's start. Just give me a little, just what's going on. Again, I understand. I look at the notes here. It sounds like your ex-husband live in the property. Just tell me what's going on. Who live in the property? What's the condition of the property? Just to get an idea what's going on.
My ex is living at the property. The water is off. And
The water is off?
Utilities, yeah, the utilities are off.
Wow.
And I am trying to get him to leave. I've given him till June 1st to get out.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get, I guess, the law involved. The house is mine.
Okay.
I inherited it from my parents when they passed
Okay.
away.
Got it.
And it's in my name. I pay taxes on it.
Got it.
So, I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It needs work. I mean, it's not immaculate or anything near it, you know. I think it's worth $45,000, and I've
45.
gotten offers.
Okay.
I've gotten offers from friends
Okay.
who are close to that price that they're
Okay.
offering me.
Okay. And why didn't you
So-
sell?
Why didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm going for the highest offer, and that's what I told them. I said I'm wanting 45. I said if I can get more than that, my highest offer now is 42.
Got
So,
it. Okay. Now, is that the property? When's the last time you saw the property from the interior? Just to get an idea what's the condition of the property.
from the inside,
Yeah.
I just the other day. I mean, it's clutter. There's clutter in there, and my stuff is still my furniture and stuff
Okay.
is still there. I will be removing once he is out. I will be removing my stuff, and then whatever's left is, I guess his stuff if he doesn't get it all out.
Got it. And there's any communication between the two of you? Does he plan to move,
Yes.
or he doesn't plan to move unless the cops and the sheriff gets him on the street?
Oh, I don't know until June 1st. I've told him that is the day that he has to be gone.
Got it. Why June 1st? What happens June 1st? How long it's been going on?
This has been going on a long time. We got divorced 2019.
2019. So
And
for 2 years it's
then-
been going on?
Yeah. And then COVID hit, and I wasn't allowed to evict anybody, so I didn't even try. So I've been paying the bills, and he's been living there absolutely free.
Mm-hmm.
And I quit paying the bills. I still keep the taxes paid and the sewer paid. But other than that, yeah, he's living down there now with nothing, as far
Got
as
it.
I know.
Now, do you have a leasing agreement with him, like a rental agreement, or he just
No,
live there, squatting?
no.
He's a
He's
squatter,
pretty much
basically.
a squatter. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so did you do any renovation in the last 5 years, or your parents did any renovation, or nothing?
No.
I'm just trying to get an idea what's the condition of the property so I can guesstimate the repairs, so I can make you the best offer possible.
It's
So-
going to need paint,
Paint? Okay. What about the roof? The roof has been replaced in the
it's
last
probably-
10, 15.
It's probably been about 10 years.
Okay. Any leaks that you are aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
What about the furnace and the AC?
Now,
It's
the
working?
AC, I don't think the AC is working.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
So you said there is no running water right now? You shut off the utilities to the property, basically?
I have talked to the water company, and I have told them to turn it off. Now, whether they did or not, I have not received any information yet from them. They're supposed to be getting back with me.
Got it. So why don't you just evict him and just keep it as a rental? Have you thought about this option?
Oh no, I don't want to rent it. No way.
Why
I
not?
am not equipped with being a landlord. I do not want to be a landlord.
Okay. Sounds like you had a bad experience there. So I hear you.
No,
Uh,
I just don't. They call me that something's wrong, then that's money out of my pocket. I'm going to have to pay it, and I just want it over with and done. I moved on, trying to move on, and that's like the anchor around my leg. That house, you know. So I just want to get it gone, get my money, and move on with my life.
got it.
That's my goal.
Okay. So assuming you get the right offer, whether it's from me or from your friends or from anybody else, do you want to kind of get rid of it sooner rather than later?
Sooner than later, yes.
Okay. And do you owe anything against the house? Is any back taxes or liens or loan that you need to pay off?
No,
Nothing.
no. It's all paid up.
Got it. So the tax has been paid. 2021 taxes have been paid.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, do you think, again, I don't know if there's any way to access the property, or that would have to be like a sight unseen type offer?
Probably. I don't know what his reaction would be, as far as coming in there and taking people through to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I could talk to him and see how he feels about that, but he
Okay.
probably wouldn't be too happy about it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. He will need to find a new place to live. So I won't blame him.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm trying to kind of, I understand your situation. You have, again, an ex-husband living in your property that you inherited, not paying anything, probably doesn't take care of the property. You're tired of it and you just want to be done with it. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Got it. Now, if I make you an offer, let's say again close to your number, again, I'm looking and I wish I usually buy in this area. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, right?
It's 2-bedroom, one bath. It has an extension on the back that could either be used as a living room or another bathroom with the back door access.
Mm-hmm. Is that a brick house? Is that a brick house or?
No.
It's not a brick house. And there is no garage, right? There is no attached garage.
Yes, there's a garage, big garage.
There is a garage. There is a garage.
It's not attached.
Okay. 1-car garage?
Yeah.
Got it.
You could probably fit 2 in there, but it's like 2 sections. It's like, it was a 1-car garage and then it got added on, built back on, the back was onto it. And that's where my dad kept his tractors and lawn stuff. But I mean, you could actually get another car in there.
Got it.
But I would call it a 1-car.
Okay. So assuming we can pay cash for the property, buy it in as is condition, there is no realtor involved, no real estate agent commission or anything like that, and close as soon as possible, like in 30 days or less, what would be the least that you would take for the property?
45.
45 is the absolute lowest?
Yes. That's the absolute lowest. That's what I've told all my friends. And like I said, my closest was 42.
Okay.
But I want 45. I've got bills to pay off of my own, and I'm pretty sure it's worth that.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. So your friends will not pay 45K for it? Because why would you sell to a stranger and not to your friend? I guess that's my question.
Why would I what now?
Sell to a stranger and not to your friend for 45, or nobody wants to pay you 45?
Well, because they don't want to pay 45. I have
Got
my set number, and
Got
I
it.
mean, in a year from now, if it hasn't sold, I might take less. But
Got it.
sure I can find somebody that's going to give me 45 for it. I've just started looking,
Got it.
for people
Got it.
that want to buy it.
Okay. Now, if I can do 45, but it's subject to the property being vacant at closing, is that something that you can work with? Because that's my concern now, that he lives in the property and he might make a mess and make it hard for us to take over possession of the property. So I can do 45 if you tell me that, listen, at closing, again, as soon as the guy is outside of the property and you take ownership or the buyer takes ownership, we can wire the funds, 45K to your account.
Yeah.
Can you work
Like
with
I
that?
said-
Is that something that you can? Because that's my main concern. I think I can make it. Again, I usually buy in this area in the 35 to 40 grand range. And I know you want 45, but in order for me to pay you 45, I need to have a headache-free type situation where there is no tenant involved and I don't need to deal with all the drama.
Right. Okay, let me ask you this. If I say, yes, I can agree to that, and then by chance something would go wrong, what would I be held responsible for? Because I'm just trying to get out. I don't want to pay any closing costs. I don't want to pay any money. I just want out. I want the money for it. I want out. I will talk to him and see, but that's not an answer I can give you right now.
Got it.
Like I said, he's got till the 1st.
Yeah.
And
I think again, if we can close 10 days after the person is out of the property, and if you want me to buy it with the tenant, with the guy, so obviously it will need to be lower than 45 because there is a lot of unknown. There will be legal fees. I don't know if I can evict 2 days in this, with COVID environment, if I can evict people. I don't think it's even possible. So it's just going to be a challenge. So I can do 45.
Yeah.
I can close 10 days or 10 to 14 days after the person out of the property. We're going to verify that he's out. If he leaves a mess behind, that's fine. We can deal with that. We're going to absorb the cost of clearing the property. But as long as he's out of the picture, I can do 45.
Okay. Can I call you back then on this number, say June 2nd?
June 2nd? I prefer to put something in writing because I need to buy another house before the end of the month. And I can put a binder just to put something in writing. So there is a $250. So if I don't close, or again, I'm going to lose the money. I just want to make sure that we can agree to something. So I can at least have my crews ready to go on the beginning of June. So we can get rolling and get the property rent ready by the end of June. That's my plan.
Yeah.
So we can put something in writing, and if it doesn't work out for you, and if you can't vacate the property, then again it's a no deal because it will be subject to getting the property vacant at closing. That will be the only stipulation that I'd like to make here. If I pay 45, pay closing cost, buy it in as is condition, and you just don't deal with the property, you don't deal with it anymore. That's what I need from you, if that's something that you can work with.
Well, like I said, I would have to speak to him and see, make sure that he was going to leave by the 1st. And
let me ask you this, because I'm on your side and I want him to be out of the property. Now, do you think, again, I'm just throwing it out there as an idea, if we pay him $500 to leave the property, would he consider anything like that, or any amount that will get him motivated to vacate the property and work with us, as opposed to going butt heads with him?
If you would give him $500 to leave?
Yes.
Is that I think yes, I do.
Okay. So let's do this. Tell him that, listen, that I will absorb it. If we pay him again $500 if we will vacate the property by June 2nd. And
Okay.
and then again we're gonna call it a deal. He will be happy, you will be happy, and I will be happy that I'm taking over the property with no drama, with no ex-husband pissed off
Yeah.
at his ex-wife.
That's
Right?
exactly what I'm shooting for. No
Right?
drama.
Okay. So
Okay.
now do you, and
can you-
if you want, I can be available as a resource for you. Again, I don't know how we will respond to you or to me, but I'm here to work with you. Again, we are on the same team, but he needs to cooperate.
Yes.
Okay. So what do we do next?
Okay. You're going to have to give me a day or two to get a hold of him,
Okay.
and I will give. Let's see. This is Monday. Can you call me back Tuesday or Wednesday?
Let me again. How do you think? What, 2 days? In 48 hours, you will have again either or question. Hopefully, you can get a hold of him.
I will have enough time to ask him if $500 will get him out of there by June 1st.
Okay. And if you want, you can start
says
lower. If you think you will go lower, go lower. If $500 you think it's the magic number?
500 that's a
Magic?
good number. I think that'll probably motivate him.
Okay.
That's
so,
enough for a bus ticket.
Okay. That's to deposit
Okay.
to find like a 1-bedroom apartment. All right. Sounds good. So
Call me. You call me back Wednesday. And
Connie,
we'll
so
talk.
I will call you Wednesday and we go from there. And if you need anything from me, let me know.
Sounds good. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you very much. Appreciate
All
you.
right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yalla. Chaya.
All right, guys, this is the call. This is the video. Very interesting. And, tomorrow I'm so happy that we're going to have another post to teach us how to do virtual wholesaling. So, everyone, have a great Thursday, and we're going to see you tomorrow.